Hey guys, my name is Gautam Govindaraj and we will be going over human-robot interaction. So we'll get started with the history of human-robot interaction. The word robot is actually used in a 1920s science fiction play called Roswell Universal Robots. Now, the early implementations robots that we had minimal autonomy, meaning they did not have the same behaviors that we have today. They were very basic and didn't really have any complex behaviors. And one example of this was Shaky, an early autonomous robot that could navigate through a block world and slow speeds, and only if it had the proper lighting conditions. Breakthroughs were only made in the mid to late 1980s with behavior-based robotics, with robots showing the complex behaviors that we see today. Robots' influence on healthcare. Robots have been used in hospitals throughout the world to enhance patient care. And different types of robots exist, like surgical assistants and mobile service. Small incisions can be made by surgical assistants robots, and it minimizes the risk of infections and complications since you don't have a human doing it. And mobile robots can be used to transport patients if they are physically disabled or elderly patients throughout a hospital with a guided track. In space and human robot interaction, space agencies have actually been developing robots for decades, whether it's the Soviet Space Agency or NASA, and they're really helpful since they are able to reach locations and do tasks that humans cannot. Now, Deep Space One probe was a probe that was used to explore asteroids and was the first case of artificial intelligence being used. And Robonaut 1 and 2 were humanoid robots sent to space. The first one was just a experimental robot that was used to like hold tools while the crew members would work on other things. And the second one was the first actual humanoid robot sent to space, and it would actually work with tools and reach places that humans generally cannot in space.
In the realm of elder care, the integration of robots brings forth a multitude of benefits as highlighted in the articles we've explored. So robots can act as tireless assistants, seamlessly handling repetitive tasks with accuracy and consistency. Imagine a world where robots can assist in medication reminders, ensuring that each dose is taken on time every single time. And this not only just promotes medication adherence, but also reduces the burden on human caregivers, allowing them to focus more on personalized aspects of care. Moreover, the emotional well-being of seniors is uplifted through the companionship provided by these robots. So as noted in the articles, they can engage in conversations, play games, and provide a constant presence that combats feelings of loneliness and isolation. And basically, this emotional support is just invaluable, um, fostering a sense of connection and companionship that enhances the overall quality of life for the adults. Yet, as we go deeper into the integration of robots into elder care, we encounter significant challenges that require thoughtful consideration. So, one prominent challenge is the design of the user-friendly interfaces for older adults, as discussed in the articles. Many seniors may not be familiar with the technology, making it essential to create interfaces that are intuitive, accessible, and easy to navigate. So safety and reliability are also paramount concerns, particularly in tasks where robots are providing physical assistance, such as lifting and mobility support. Ensuring that they're well equipped with robust safety features to prevent accidents and respond effectively to emergencies is very crucial for their successful implementation in the care settings. Additionally, societal attitudes and perceptions towards the robot caregivers also play a very important role in their acceptance and adoption. Overcoming preconceived notions and building trust in the capabilities of these robots within communities is still an ongoing challenge that requires education, awareness, and open dialogue. So, looking ahead, the future of human robot interaction in elder care holds immense promise for the innovation and improvement. Building upon the insights from the articles, researchers and developers who are actively working to enhance the capabilities of robots to better serve the needs of seniors. So one promising direction is the advancement of AI and machine learning algorithms to enable robots to understand and respond to the emotional cues of the people. So imagine robots that can detect changes in mood or behavior, offering empathetic responses and tailored support. This level of emotional intelligence could just revolutionize the companionship and caregiving experience for seniors. Furthermore, the customization of robotic solutions based on individual preferences, routines, and health conditions is also a key focus area. They're going to be tailored to the unique needs of each person and can provide personalized care and assistance, promoting independence and dignity. So, in conclusion, the benefits of human robot interaction in elder care are vast, offering improved efficiency, emotional support, and companionship for seniors.
All right. So we're gonna look into some modern day examples. The first one being the elderly care robots. There's three different kinds of robots that I found. So the first one is the hug robot, which is on the bottom right corner. This one is a lifting robot that is used for patients that cannot be lifted out of their beds, that need assistance getting out of their bed, or anything in between. Then there's Paro, which is the steel on the top right. It is used for animal therapy. So like how cats and dogs are used for it. They created a robotic seal which comforts them. This helps people with different like disabilities. So like people like dementia really use it there. And then we have Pepper, who's a humanoid robot that does recreational exercise sessions. So then the elderly can stay active while they are going through like something like physical therapy or something like that. So there is benefits to them. Obvious, I stated some of this before, but the hug robot helps lift people that are in need of it. Paro gives comfort to the residents, and it's actually been more of the one of the more successful ones. And Pepper is the exciting way for physical therapy. Now, they all have they don't they all have their benefits, but but they all failed in some sort of way and aren't really being as used. And we will see with the difficulties of each of the robots. So first of all, Hug, it's cumbersome, so it's very hard to move it around. It's very heavy. It's time consuming because it takes more time for the people to get it ready and to take care of it and maintain it and set it up than spending time with the patients there. And that leads it to not being used as much, which is later on used for Pepper. But so we're gonna talk about Poro first. So the problem with Paro is that it's still being used, but it's very addictive for some of the elderly because they grow very attached to it. But also for some reasons, they are trying to skin the synthetic fur that's off of it. Um, and so now we're at Pepper. Pepper is the one at the top right. Um, so Pepper itself was really good for a good while, but the problem that it has is that there wasn't much variety of it. So people got really bored very quickly within the first couple weeks of it, and that's leading to not much use. So if we're going to take into account these three robots and um what we should do to make good ro some better robots is make it easy to move around. Um, make sure it doesn't need as high of maintenance, so then it'll get used more. Give it if it's some sort of robot like Pepper, you want to make it have a lot of variety, so then doesn't get so then people don't get bored of it. And then when people start getting more bored of it, you can update it to add more along the way. And in the case of Haro, um, make a robot that is not as addicting to residents. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you.
All right, for this part of the presentation, I'll be talking about some more examples of modern day uses of robots and modern examples of robot-human interaction. All right, so for this first slide, we have a hotel in Japan called Henna Hotel, which actually translates to strange hotel. Now, what they do here is they actually use robots as receptionists for the hotel. So anytime a person comes in, what they have to do is they walk up to a little kiosk with the two robots there, and they can do one of two things. They either talk to the robot or they use a little tablet or a little screen to select what room and such. There are also recorded instances of this hotel using dinosaur robots or animatronics instead of human robots. Interestingly enough, a couple of our articles show that humans actually preferred interacting with anthropomorphic or non-human robots rather than human-looking robots. Now, I believe these robots are used more as an attraction than something to replace workers and such, because they actually do have workers on standby. However, since it's supposed to be a strange hotel, it makes sense for there to be strange things such as robotic receptionists. Now, these hotel receptionist robots actually have a problem, and that's that they only serve this one singular purpose, and that's to greet clients as they come in the hotel, as well as helping them book a room. However, for room service and cleaning and other hotel tasks, humans are still 100% needed for the task. These robots aren't fully equipped to deal with situations that require more human interaction than just a simple hello, what room do you want? Now, the concept of an interactive, emotional, and empathetic robot aren't new at all. Actually, in 2016 is when Sophia, the talking robot, got really popular on the internet whenever she went on to talk shows, speaking of destroying humans and such, or perhaps with new breakthroughs in the robotics field, such as Figure 1 from OpenAI or Atlas from Boston Dynamics. These robots will slowly but surely be able to perform more important tasks, such as hotel room cleaning and room service. Now, on the next slide, we actually have a very nearby example of modern day robotics, which would be the Starship delivery robots you see all over the place on campus, unless you don't live on campus, which I mean the UNC Charlotte campus. These are little rover like robots which help deliver food. It's sort of like an Uber Eats for just UNC Charlotte students, and they work all across campus. And these little robots can actually cross streets and even follow the sidewalk like anybody else. They were actually made with sidewalks in mind. That's why they can sort of flex their wheels like that so that they can get on the sidewalk and off the sidewalk safely. By far, one of the biggest concerns the general public has regarding human robot interaction is losing jobs. People are asking stuff like, will waitresses lose their jobs? Will receptionists lose their jobs? And right now, absolutely not. The technology simply is not there yet. It's just discovered, just being used, tested. And that's why, even though there are places like Henna Hotel that use these sort of robot attractions, they aren't quite sophisticated enough in order to fully replace people. Also, our articles mention how, in most cases, people prefer human to human interaction. That's because even though some robots can emulate or even perform actions humans can accurately, they still lack that interaction and empathy and sort of emotion, feel, conversation that humans have. This could still change in the future, however, with possibly integrations of AI into robotics, making it more interactable, but that still has not happened, so we'll see when we get there. For now, the data shows that not only workers, but regular day-to-day people prefer interacting with humans generally over robots. All right, that's it for human-robot interaction. Thanks for listening.